Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to our next webinar, weekly business class. This is Iman, the founder of Success Road Academy and Vancouver Business Network, Edmonton Business Network, and quite a few other groups as well. I actually have been expanding my business in the last few years, and just kind of I realized that I've been the founder of quite a number of groups in the past few years. Now, I just want to say, I just want to kind of point out the technical issue that we had last week. We couldn't run our webinar last week because of the technical issue. And I know that many people were disappointed on not getting access to the webinar. We just had a technical issue with this webinar as well, and that was actually not fun at all. It's just kind of like I was running around in the last 10 minutes trying to figure out the technical issue. Now, this is a funny thing because I've been doing these things for about 4 years, and I've done over 300 or 400 webinars, and never ever we had a technical issue. Now, suddenly, we just in the last 2 weeks, both of the webinars, we had a technical issue, and so I have to kind of give it some time for people to log in because they're actually trying a different link and not getting access to this webinar. But actually, yeah, so it's kind of not fine at all, but just anyhow, that's the way that it is. So I'm excited to share this information with you because the information that I'm about to share with you are the information that a lot of my students actually have been using on building a successful business for themselves with using a 4-step simple marketing strategy. You know, there is the thing that there are like hundreds and hundreds of webinar strategies out there. There's hundreds and hundreds of marketing strategies out there that a lot of people talk. And, you know, most entrepreneurs listen to these strategies at work, and you know, they implement it for themselves and they don't get any results. And they go back and they try to like use it again and use a different strategy or use the same strategy and improve it, and they can't make it work. And the reason that they can't make it work is because there is a challenge with understanding the basic of how a marketing strategy actually should work. Okay, there is this stuff that, for example, people talk about. They say, for example, we find this strategy that can help you make 6 figures or 7 figures, and everybody get excited about the strategy. But what they don't realize is that they are missing a piece. You know, usually most marketing strategies are missing some pieces, and that's why when new entrepreneurs get started on using those new strategies, they just can't clearly see that this marketing strategy is missing a piece. So people get excited, you know, that, okay, I found, you know, a way to make $40,000 a month with working 2 hours a day. They get really excited, but what doesn't happen is that they don't realize, they don't recognize that there is a missing piece in this marketing strategy. Now, sometimes that missing piece can cost a lot of money. Like that piece can be, you know, traffic, or that piece can be sharing information. That piece can be a lot of different things, right? So sometimes those pieces actually can end up to be very, very expensive pieces in your business. And when you don't realize, when you can't really clearly see the marketing strategy, and the 4 steps, you can recognize the different 4 steps that successful entrepreneurs are using. Then what happens is that you get disappointed and you don't get the result that you were expecting. Okay, now I see that some people are coming in. I hope that more and more people see the link, the new link that I had to share for people to log in to the live event. Now, if you're watching this webinar live, can you please go ahead to the right side of the screen and tell me if you can see me and hear me well? Okay, that would really, really help me. If you can tell me you can see me and hear me well, that would be great. So I won't continue for half an hour. Then I realize that nobody could see me and hear me. We have already had quite a number of technical issues with this particular webinar for some reason. I don't want to have another technical issue, big technical issue, again, on top of all the things that we already had. So Now, if you can see me and hear me, can you please go ahead on the right side of the screen and say that you can hear me, so at least I'm sure that we are having a good conversation, and some people are hearing me. The other thing is that more and more people will be joining us. Right now, actually, there are very few people. I'm sure that a lot of people are trying to log into the old link, to the link that got emailed to you, and that link just didn't work, and the entire system didn't work, unfortunately. So we had to recreate this. So I'm glad that actually you can hear me, guys, and so that's super great, and I'm super excited to share this information. Now, you know, as you're telling me that you can hear me, also tell me that where you are from, and tell me what your business is, because now I can give you some better ideas about how to run your business more effectively. Okay, so on the right side of the screen, also tell me what your business is and where you are coming from. Okay, so where is your location? You're from Vancouver, Edmonton, which city you are coming from. That would actually help me to be able to give you kind of better examples and case studies about how to expand your business and build your business. Hopefully, the other 100 and something people who have signed up will be able to reach this webinar as well. I'm going to send a recording to everyone anyhow, but yeah, but I'm sure that it can actually help a lot of people to be able to actually get access to the information that I'm sharing. So going back to the 4-step marketing strategy. Okay, so the thing is that the 4-step marketing strategy that we want to use is the standard 4-step marketing strategy that we that actually every business owner is using, like all businesses out there. All businesses out there, if you look at them, you see that they are using a 4-step strategy. And that 4-step strategy is actually very simple. It's capture people's attention, makes them interested, makes them desired, and helps them to take action. Okay, so they are in simple words, it's called AIDA, A-I-D-A. Okay, attention, interest, desire, and action. Okay, so when you want to work with a person, when you want to connect with other clients, connect to your potential clients, the system that you have to put for yourself in place is a system that follows these 4 steps, right? Attention, interest, desire, and action. Now, I want to kind of make this a little bit, like put this for you a little bit differently in different words, because a lot of people hear about attention, interest, desire, action, satisfaction, right? A lot of people hear about that, but the problem that they have is that they can't connect this. They can't connect this attention, interest, desire, action, satisfaction to actually being able to make sense of it, in the sense of, okay, now I get the attention, I get that I need to capture people's attention, but how should I get people's attention? Or how should I make them interested in what I have to offer? Or how should I make them desired about what I have to offer? And what should I do to help them to take action, right? And from that, we come to a new way of putting it together in a different word. So the way that I put that is, instead of saying attention, interest, desire, action. Oh, by the way, I actually never said this. Make sure, if you don't have a pen and paper, make sure that you have a pen and paper, okay? Because the things that I say may sound simple, but really implementing them correctly makes a big difference in your business. Just to give you an idea, okay? One of my clients, we use this system, attention, interest, desire, action, for their business. They were actually $1 million business. They were actually, when I started working with them, they were the business was a $10 million business. And I started working with them in just one area, right? Just one portion of their business. That portion particularly wasn't doing like well. It was doing about $300,000 a year. it wasn't like awful, but it wasn't really that great. It was doing about $300,000 a year, and they really wanted to take it to the next level. They wanted to make it very, very successful, and that's when, you know, they worked with me as mentee. So they hired me as their mentor, and I worked with them to put together their package, the programs, everything, and market it. And the basic thing that I did is that I brought this idea of, let's put your marketing into attention, interest, desire, action, right? And then there is the last part called satisfaction, right? But that's the whole idea. Bring it into steps and start doing it. And within 1 year, we increased the sales of that company by 800%. Okay, this is not a company that was making like $20,000 and now they are making $160,000. They were already making $300,000 in that division, and we made that division from $300,000 to $2.4 million in 1 year. And all we did, implemented what you are going to learn just in the next 50 minutes. Okay, now let's talk about being exciting. You know, let's talk about being excited as me, you know, sharing this information, because I know that this information can change your business. This information, if implemented correctly, can help you to take your business to the next level. Okay, now I want to kind of put this in different words, so you kind of start seeing it differently. Instead of seeing it as attention, interest, desire, action, I want you to see it as traffic. So instead of attention, let's think traffic. Okay? Traffic, mesmerize, convert, and serve with excellence. Okay? So let's go back again. Traffic is the first step of building any amazing business, of building any great marketing system. You need to have an amazing traffic coming toward your business. Now, if you have a local business, it can be the traffic to your business. If it's an online business, it can be traffic to your website. Even if you have a local business and you have an online portion, right, you want to have the traffic to both. You want to have traffic online and you want to have traffic offline, right? So traffic, mesmerize. Now, what's mesmerize? Mesmerize is when people come to you and you share your ideas, you share information, you give them the knowledge. If you go back to my training about 2 weeks ago on how to build a business with no connection, money, and experience, right? The thing that I talked about that day, I said, share your information as if they were your paying clients. Now, what does that mean? Like when you see people for the first time, they are not your actual paying clients, but share your information as if they were actual paying clients, right? Mesmerize them with the information that you are giving them, okay? Give them big, huge aha moments. Give them big, huge, you know, knowledge about business, about, you know, what you do, about help them with what you do, you know, without asking them for taking action necessarily at that point, right? Give them, it's called the no pressure, no obligation point of your business, right? We're going to come back to these, okay? But you need to mesmerize them. So you get the traffic to a place that you mesmerize your audience. You give them a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, right? And then from mesmerize, you have to convert. And what does convert mean? Convert means that now you mesmerize them. You have taken their attention. They are paying attention to what you are saying. They are learning from you. They've got huge aha moments from what you are sharing with them, okay? And they say, yes, that's the person that I want to work with. That's the person that I want to buy my product from. That's the belief, that's the movement that I want to be part of, right? And then after you convert means getting paid, okay? Converting these people have been mesmerized, have been really believing in what you do. And then when they convert, you have to serve them with excellence, okay? And when you serve them with excellence, they become happy, they become satisfied, they are getting amazing results from working with you. And as a result, they talk about you to other people, and that talking to other people brings other people to the beginning of this 4-step marketing strategy, which is again traffic, right? So I want you to go ahead and write down on the right side of the screen what the 4-step strategy is. Simple, okay? So, I want to ask you these questions because I want to make sure that you're paying attention, okay? One of the things about business is having full engagement in what you do, right? So I want you to have full engagement in this process. I want you to be able to pay total attention. Turn off your cell phones. Don't pay attention to your cell phones. Don't pay attention to other things that's happening around you. Be fully here. You're spending this 1 hour with me. I'm giving you things that's changed the lives of many people. I'm giving you the strategies that a lot of business owners are using. So I want you to be fully here, pay full attention here, right? And just share this information. Now, the first person who tell me the 4-step strategy that I just told you, right? The first person who writes it in the comments, the 4-step strategy, I'm gonna give you an access to the recording of one of my training that is $997 value, right? So what are the 4 steps of this marketing strategy? The 4-step marketing strategy that we use. The first person who writes it on the right side of the screen, I'm going to give you a $997 training recording value. Its value is $997. That's an amazing gift. You can watch over it. You can go through it and study it. Okay. So awesome, great. So Garrett is traffic, mesmerize, convert, serve with excellence. Awesome, Garrett. Awesome. That's fantastic. That's fantastic, Garrett. Garrett, you want access to the recording of Marketing Mastery Summit. It's an amazing 12 hours of video training. That's going to actually help you a lot. Make sure, Garrett, that you're going to send me an email and claim your prize. You can go to our website and send me an email, or you can just reply to the email that you received earlier today. Give me your email address and I will send you access to the recording. Okay? Awesome, perfect. Now, Ed, yeah, has been awesome, great. Now, here's the thing, everybody. If you didn't listen, okay, if you just joined the program, because I know that a lot of people are just joining right now because of the technical issue and just getting access to this. So this is the 4-step strategy. Traffic, mesmerize, convert, and serve with excellence. Okay, serve with excellence. So that's what you want. That's everybody. That's what I want everybody to just kind of write that down. Okay, so traffic, convert. Traffic, mesmerize, convert, and serve with excellence. Okay, that's awesome, guys. Stop name calling each other. This is not fun. Okay, you're grown-ups doing business. Okay, stop name calling each other. Okay, so that's great. Anyhow, I'm gonna give this again. So that's why I want you to pay attention. I'm gonna give the access to those I'm gonna give you access to another. I'm gonna ask another pop quiz question about this about another thing that's gonna come up. Okay. Now make sure that you're gonna write this down. I actually just wanted to do this, so make sure that everybody is paying attention. Okay. Now let's go back to this process. Okay. How can you create this process for yourself in your business? If you want to create this process for yourself in your business, traffic, mesmerize, convert, and serve with excellence, the way that you do this, the way that you build this for yourself, is that you don't start with traffic. Traffic is an expensive part of the business. Okay, attracting traffic needs to spend money on advertisement, or needs you to go to a lot of networking events, talk to a lot of people, build alliances, build promotional partnerships. And that takes a lot of investment from you, right? Now, if you have traffic, without being able to convert those potential clients that you mesmerize them, you are wasting your time, you are wasting your money, okay? So instead of starting with traffic, you start with the end, okay? So what is the end of this 4-step process? The end of the 4-step process, it is serve with excellence. So how do you start with serving with excellence? When you want to build your business, okay, one of the main things that matters in your sales process is your offer, okay? Your offer makes a huge difference in the way that you serve people, makes a huge difference in what you are offering people, makes a huge difference in the type of the result that people are getting from you, okay? So always look at your offer. Look at what is the thing that you are offering people. And many people ask me, many people say, you know, I want to create an offer that is cheap, that everybody can afford, that everybody can buy, you know. And I tell you, it's not the best way for you. You know, I remember that I had this student of mine, and he was a psychologist, right? He was a psychologist, and he actually, in one of our sessions, I asked him, okay, Joe, how much do you charge per session? And he said, I usually charge $120 per hour. And I said, well, why do you charge $120 per hour? And he said, well, I just charge $120 per hour. I said, well, why? Why don't you charge $150 per hour? Or why don't you charge $100 per hour? Or why don't you charge like $500 an hour, right? I said, well, you know, I charge $120 an hour, so more people can afford me. I said, okay, wait a second. You actually made me confused here. So you charge $120 an hour, or you want more people to afford you, right? And he said, well, I charge $120 an hour, so more people can afford me. I said, but they're irrelevant. Like, what do you mean? He said, well, you know what? I charge $120 an hour, so more people can afford me, so I can help more people. I said, wait a second. Wait a second. Now I'm way too confused, okay? Now you have 3 things. You're charging $120 an hour, so more people can afford you, so you can help more people. These are 3 things, okay? These are 3 things. These are the 3 things that each of them are different, and you can have different offers. And he said, Iman, I clearly don't understand what you were saying, so why don't you explain to me what I'm saying, you know? So here's the thing. I asked him a question. I said, you know what, let me ask you a question. You're a psychologist, and as a psychologist, you help people, right? You help people overcome their fears. You help people to go and do big things, do new things, right? And then he said, yeah, absolutely. I said, okay. So as a person, well, you when you work with a lot of people, you are thinking that you help more people. He said, yeah. I said, okay, now let me ask you this question. If you were to work with a person like Oprah, or you were to work with a person that was just a random person from the street, that is a regular employee that doesn't work with a lot of people, right? If you were working with Oprah, or you were working with one person, with which situation you were helping more people, you know? And he said, I don't know. I said, well, let me explain to you. If you help Oprah to overcome, or a person like Oprah, I'm not particularly talking about Oprah, right? But I said, if you work with a person like Oprah and help her to overcome one of her fears, so she can go out and help thousands of people, do you think she is helping more people, and because you helped her, you are actually helping a lot more people? Do you see that ripple effect that comes there? He said, yeah, absolutely, it makes sense. I said, so now if you were working with Oprah and you were working with another person, just a random person that just kind of doesn't have as reach as Oprah has, in which situation are you helping more people? And he said, well, I help more people if I worked with Oprah? Obviously, right? I said, well, absolutely, great, right? So you told me three things. You said you charge $120 an hour, so more people can afford you, so you can help more people. But here you are telling me, if you were working with a person like Oprah, you were able to help more people, right? He said, yeah, you're right. I said, so what do you think Oprah pays to the person, to the coach that works with Oprah to overcome her fears? Do you think Oprah pays $120 an hour to the person who can help Oprah to overcome her fears? I said, no. I said, so how much do you think the person who works with Oprah and helps Oprah overcome, how much do you think Oprah would pay? And he said, well, probably a couple of grand per hour. So that's absolutely correct, right? So you see what I'm saying, right? This piece is like when you are creating an offer, you need to set a goal, right? It's like, are you working? So what is your goal? Your goal is charge $120 an hour. Your goal is to have more people to afford you, or your help is to help more people, okay? Now, for example, Bela here says, I understand, Iman, but we are not in the position to work with Oprah, right? I understand, right? I'm not telling you that go and work with Oprah. I'm saying that if your goal in business is to serve people with excellence, and you set your goal correctly about your goal, like you set your goal correctly about the final result, and you create a program that helps you achieve that final result and serve people with excellence, then you can achieve the goal. But first, make sure that you know your final goal, okay? Now, let's put this again another way. Let's forget about helping more people, and let's talk about more people affording you, okay? Is it your goal so more people afford you? Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think the way to help more people is to charge people with $120 an hour, or this person can create a home study program, or write a book, or have a magazine, or have series of group coaching programs that through those trainings, he can help a lot more people for a lot less money? Okay, guys, I want you to recognize this. I want you to recognize this. There are 100,000 ways to make $100,000. Okay? There are 1 million ways to make $1 million. Now, let me explain. One way to make $100,000 is selling one thing at $1,000. Sorry, at $100,000. Okay? Or selling two things at $50,000. Or selling three things at $33,333. Right? You see what I'm saying, right? There are 100,000 ways to make $100,000. But the question here is, which one is the one that you want to choose? Do you want to sell 10 things at $10,000? Do you want to sell one thing at $100,000? Or do you want to sell 100,000 things at $1? Whichever your offer is going to work out to, you need to make sure the value that you are giving to people is so high that people say, I paid this $10,000 and I know that Iman is going to serve me with excellence. I paid this $100,000 and I'm extremely happy with the result that I'm going to get. Okay? A lot of people think that to increase their sales, they need to decrease their prices. That is not necessarily true. and that is not necessarily wrong. If you decrease your prices, you have to tap into the market that has the quantity that can give you the income goal that you have. If you increase your prices, the market needs to have enough quantity of quality people, who can pay you that high price. Make sense? But whichever you are going to go with, if it's a $20 book, $120 per hour session, a $10,000 mentorship program, or $100,000 done for you service, you have to serve people with excellence. Okay? So when you are creating your courses, creating your programs, creating your offer, creating your product, think about the value that you are offering to people comparing to the price that they are paying. Okay? You're not going to be super expensive if the value that you are offering is super high. Does that make sense? Expensive and cheap aren't just about the price. Expensive and cheap are related to the value that you are giving to people. Okay? Write this down. Expensive and cheap is not only about the price. Expensive and cheap are about the correlation between the value and the price. What that means is that a $500,000 home can be cheap, can be inexpensive, and a $10 chewing gum can be very expensive. Okay? Let's say you live in Vancouver West Side, which an average home is $2 million, and you're living in a neighborhood that all the neighborhood is being sold for about $2 to $4 million, $2 to $3 million, and suddenly you come out and you need money and you want to sell your house for only $800,000 while the house is worth $2 million. But you have to sell your house by tomorrow. Okay? You put that out, and suddenly that overwhelming amount of offers come to you for buying your inexpensive $800,000 home. Okay? The day later, the same person who gave you an offer for buying your house for $800,000 goes to newsstand and picks up a chewing gum, and the guy says $10. He says, sorry, I'm not going to buy a $10 chewing gum. Bye. It's not that the guy can't afford $10. The value of a chewing gum is maximum $2. So guess what? $10 is too expensive. But the value of your house was $2 million. You were selling it for $800,000. That was very cheap. Make sense? Now, why does it matter that you know this? Why does it matter that you know this? Because when you want to create your packages, when you want to create your offers, you want to create an offer that has extreme value. And always remember this. Always remember this. Serve people with excellence. And what that means is that always sell results, not the hours. I remember that I had a naturopathic doctor, who started working with me about 2 years ago. And she came to me and she said, Iman, I really like to help people with their weight loss, but there are lots and lots and lots of programs out there about weight loss. I won't be able to survive. Like, I have a lot of competitors. There is no way. So I'm sticking to my regular naturopathic doctor services. Okay? And probably many of you are actually thinking about the same thing. There are so many competitors out there. There are so many competitors out there. Okay? And you're thinking, how can I compete with all of these competitors? Okay. Now, my first answer to you is that don't think about your competitors. Because yes, there are 10,000 competitors out there for you, but if you have a unique selling proposition, write this down, unique selling proposition in your business that makes you stand out from the crowd, everybody wants to work with you. Why? Not because you have a weight loss program, not because you have a web design business, not because you are a financial advisor, but because of your unique selling proposition. And your unique selling proposition should be defined the way that you can offer it. Okay. Now, when I talked to her, we spoke about her knowledge and everything, and she had this amazing way of helping people to lose weight. But the more important thing that I could realize from the things that she was saying was that she was always talking about working with people who have diabetes, or people who have cancer, or people who have this and people who have that, right? And I'm like, you know what? Actually, that is your unique selling proposition. She was like, what is my unique selling proposition? I said, your unique selling proposition is that you can give people a medically supervised weight loss program. Because the regular weight loss programs out there can't work with diabetic people necessarily. They can't work with people who have cancer. They have no clue. They can't work with people who have hormonal problems. They have no clue about these things. But you, as a naturopathic doctor, can figure out cancer, not that you can solve it necessarily, but you know how to help people who have cancer better than a person who doesn't know, right? You, as a naturopathic doctor, you can help people who have diabetes. You can help people who have hormonal problems. You have to help people. You can help. So your unique selling proposition is to create a medically supervised weight loss program. Now, here's the funny thing. A lot of people ask me, Iman, but I don't have that. Stop making excuses. If you work with a mentor, if a person takes your hand, if a person talks to you who knows how to create your unique selling proposition, we can always, always, always find a unique selling proposition for you. You know what your unique selling proposition can be? Your unique selling proposition can be the fact that you, right, that you one time couldn't do something and today you can. Here's the funny thing. I'm like, everybody knows that I'm a business coach, right? Everybody knows that I'm a business mentor. I help people to build businesses, right? Everybody knows that I'm a business person, right? And about 6 months ago, I was 280 pounds. Like, my stomach was here, right? It was just like as big as it gets, right? I was like way overweight, right? And I lost like 75 pounds in 6 months. And right now I'm like 205 pounds, right? I went from 281 to 205 in about 6 months. Funny thing, everybody comes to you and asks me to help them with their weight loss. Everybody knows I'm not a weight loss person. Everybody knows that I'm a business coach. I'm not a weight loss coach. But the reason that they come to me and they ask me, for helping them with their weight loss is because they saw that one day I was really bad at it, and now I'm really good at it, right? So that's what can become your unique selling proposition. If one day in your life you were somewhere that you had a lot of issues, right? And you can help people, and you got to a great result, and you can create a process to help people to go from where you were to where you are today. That's why people want to work with you. The reason many of my students want to work with me is because I started with no money connections or experience, right? And I built a successful business in a very, very short time. So people say, okay, you know what, Iman, because you went from having nothing to become where you are today, I want to work with you, okay? Because I'm getting started, or I'm just having $100,000 business and I want to make $500,000 business. So I need a person like you that you want to go from there to here, That's what I want you to recognize. Having a unique selling proposition, you don't need necessarily to say, you need to have a medical degree to become, a medically, like to create a unique selling proposition. I've worked probably with 8 weight loss coaches in the last 2 years. And for every single one of them, we created a unique selling proposition, and not a single one of them, their unique selling proposition was the same as the other one. There were different unique selling propositions. Why? Because you are different people. But just see here, okay? Like, but here's the thing. Here is the thing. I want you to recognize that people pay you for the results. They don't pay you for your hours. They don't necessarily pay you for your products. I want you to understand this. And when you are creating, okay? When you are creating this system, that's the point that I want you to understand, that when you are creating this offer should help people to get specific results, and you should give them an amazing experience, okay? An amazing result, okay? Now, when you create an offer that you can serve people with excellence, okay, then you need to create a process to convert people, okay? Now you have this offer. You say, for example, I can help people to overcome, to lose weight in a medically supervised weight loss program. Okay, now that's your offer, right? When I had my web design company, our offer was that we can help you to increase your sales from internet. That was our offer. And I could offer that, right? I had the knowledge, I had the information, I could serve people with excellence, I could build their websites and everything the way that they can increase their sales from the internet in a very short term, okay? Now, Yasmin is asking, what about prospecting? And now that's the thing, Yasmin, that's the thing. Prospecting is this step, right? So we have the traffic, mesmerize, convert, and traffic, mesmerize, convert, and serve with excellence. When you want to build your business, you start first with serve with excellence. Then you go with convert. Now, what is your process? Okay, if you have highly qualified people who come to you, who apply to work with you, right, who want to buy your product, what is your process to convert them to actual paying clients? Do you have the forms necessary? Do you have the application forms? Do you have the credit card systems process already in place? Do you have all the forms? Do you have all the process? Do you know when you get on the phone with a client, what are the things that you're gonna say? What are the things that you need to know from the other person to see if the other person is the right person? If you're in store and a person walks in, do you have a process of handling the store, right? Do you have enough team members in your store to serve 20 clients? Okay, if you have a restaurant, do you have enough servers that can help in the restaurant that can serve clients, right? Now that part and everything that comes in this convert part, that from a person, from the time that the person raises his hand and say, yes, I'm ready, till you sign them up, till you sell to them, till you convert them, okay? Do you have those processes all in place, okay? If you are a massage therapist and people go to your website, okay, and they want to buy from you, do you have that tool? Do you have that process to charge them, get their money, to give them the contracts? Do you have any contracts that you need to have contracts, right? Do you have any of those contracts in place? So when you are building the business, okay, when you are building the business, you start from that last piece. So you first create an offer that you can serve people with excellence. Then you create the process to sign people up. Okay? So you create a process to sign people up. So when they sign up, they can actually pay you, so they can be served with excellence. Okay? Now, when you have this process, now you have to get qualified leads to get connected to this process. Make sense? So in the business, while you are doing it, it happens the other way. So the lead comes in, that becomes qualified lead, then gets converted, then you serve them. Okay? But when you are building the business, you build it from the other side. You create a system to serve them with excellence. You create a process to convert them to actual paying clients. Okay? Now you create a process to mesmerize them, to get their, attention, to get their interest. So they say, yes, I really want to work with you. Okay? Now, at that point, when you get there, you need something that is called a client magnet. Okay? Write this down for yourself. A client magnet. What is a client magnet? A client magnet is a no pressure, no obligation point of your business where you share your information with people to position yourself as the leader, create credibility or build credibility for yourself, and generate highly qualified leads. Okay? So, a client magnet is a no pressure, no obligation point of your business where you share your information with people to position yourself as the go-to expert and generate highly qualified leads. Now, what are the things that you can use as a client magnet? There are several tools that you can use as a client magnet. Okay? There are in fact 10 tools that you can use as client magnets. Okay? One of them is webinars, similar to the webinar that I'm doing as of right now, right? You didn't have any pressure, you didn't have any obligation to come here, right? It was a no pressure, no obligation point of my business that I'm sharing with everybody at no cost or at a very minimum cost if I want, right? Like I could charge like $10 or I could charge nothing. It could be a seminar, it could be a webinar, it could be a book, it could be a blog, it could be a YouTube series. It could be many, many different things, right? There are 10 tools, as I said, it could be a podcast, right? But it needs to have these 3 characteristics. There are 7 characteristics, but these are the minimum 3 that you need to have, okay? It's a no pressure, no obligation point of your business that you share your information to position yourself as the leader and the go-to expert and attract highly qualified leads to your business, okay? So even if it's a book, it's important that it attracts highly qualified leads to your business, okay? So that's something that you want to make sure that you have, okay? Now, this part, when you want to create it, you create this part based on thinking of what is the final action that I want my clients take, okay? If I have these qualified leads, what do I want them to do? Do I want to sell to them directly? Do I want to get them to apply? Do I want them to take another action? Do I want them to participate in a petition? Do I want them to invest as an investor in my business? Do I want them to work for me as employees? What is my goal? Okay, from this no pressure, no obligation point of my business. Now, I'm just going to give you some examples of some of my students who have been using these no pressure, no obligation point of their business. And believe me, every single one of them, when they started with me, they were like, no way I can do this. Like, there is no way. Like, Iman, this is like way too much. This is like kind of, we probably will have to find something else, you know, stuff like that. But then after 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, they started doing this, and they were like, holy, yeah, like micro, like, these are awesome. These are great. These are fantastic results that we can get, you know, from these no pressure, no obligation points of our businesses. And they just simply couldn't see it, you know, as that simple. Now, I started with one of the examples of myself of how I built my first business, my web design SEO business, right? And then from there, I will tell you about a yoga studio that use the same thing. And I use one of my students who is a coach and is using this, right? And right now, this part that you are looking right now is my client magnet, is the place that I come out, I share my information, you know. I never hold back on the information. If you notice here, I always share the information, right? And at the end, I always have asked, if you're looking for a mentor if you want to make a positive difference in the world, and you're looking for a mentor who can take your hand and help you to build a business every step of the way, then apply for a mentorship program. We get on the phone, talk to you about your business, and see if I can help you with building your business and taking it to the next level, right? That's always the system. That's always the process, right? So we go back to this system, right? So when I started my web design SEO business, I didn't know anybody in Vancouver, right? That's where I started, right? I didn't know anybody. So what I did, I built a network. A network is one type of a client magnet, right? So I built a network for business owners. So all these business owners were coming to this client magnet. And guess what? The organizer is a web designer, has a web design company, right? So that was how I was attracting a lot of people. A lot of people were getting attracted. All of these were business owners who needed websites, right? So they were coming there, but they were not coming for my business. They were coming for their business, but there I was having my web design business, right? And so that's how I attracted a lot of business owners, and that's how we designed 300 websites in the first 2 years of the business, right? Because I was seeing a lot of people every single week, every other week, I was seeing a lot of people who were business owners who needed websites, right? So that was how I used the client magnet. Another one of my students has a yoga studio, you know, and when she started, she was actually new in her city, and nobody knew her. And so what I suggested to her, I said, have a free yoga evening. Okay, so she has a free yoga evening, and it's a 3-hour evening, which it's 2 hours of it is content and 1 hour of it is party. It's like getting to know each other and networking and everything. And she does it once a month or every 3 weeks, depending on her schedule and the month, right? And she just invites people to come to this free yoga evening. And then from there, she introduces, and listen to this. You remember this Serve with Excellence? Have you ever heard of a 2200 yoga class? 2200 yoga class. And yes, she offers a $2,200 yoga class plus $120 monthly membership. Okay, and yes, people buy $2,200 yoga classes, but it's properly packaged, and she can serve people with excellence. So people who are buying that $2,200 package expect certain things, and she has the knowledge to offer it to them. Okay, so that was a yoga class. Another one of my students, many people say, what about products? Can we use it for products? Absolutely. Another one of my students sells a jacket, that jacket helps people to decrease their anxiety. It's a jacket that hugs you. It's like when you wear it, you can pump it and it hugs you. and it decreases your cortisol level. And when your cortisol level decreases, your anxiety decreases. It's special for people who have post-traumatic stress disorder or people who have autism, right? It's called deep pressure therapy. It's a kind of a medical vest, right? It's a $500 jacket. It's a $400 jacket, right? So the way that she does it, she runs a weekly podcast, right, about autism and how people can, overcome autism. They can, live with a person who has autism, everything like that, right? Everything related to autism, and people come there, and guess what? People who are interested in that knowledge are also interested in buying the vest. So there is a no pressure, no obligation part of the business that you are sharing information, and people come to you, right? And they actually, and that's the way that you convert them, that they learn about you, they learn about what you have to offer, right? And they can take action from there. So that's the next part, right? So that's so if we go back to the fourth step, we had the traffic, mesmerize, which is client magnet, and then we have convert and serve with excellence. So we talked about these first three. Now we're going to talk about traffic. Here's the funny thing. Most newbie business owners start from going after traffic. They're like, yeah, let's go to Facebook ads. No, don't go to Facebook ads. Don't go to Facebook ads. Facebook ads is a wrong place for you to start. Why? You run the Facebook ads after you have a client magnet. When you start, you don't start with Facebook ads. You don't start with getting people to refer clients to you. When you start with serving with excellence, then creating a process to convert people, then have a place to attract and mesmerize people. After you have this, then you go to Facebook ads. Then you go to your promotional partners. Then you get people to refer clients to you, right? And then at that point, what do you ask people to do? Like if I want, for example, people to refer clients to me, right? Do you think I will ask people to refer clients to me to just come and pay me and buy from me? No. Why? Because a person who doesn't know me, right, probably doesn't want to work, with me. Like, he doesn't know me. He doesn't know my knowledge. He doesn't know other experiences. He doesn't know the success stories of my students. He doesn't want to work with me. So what I do is that I go and ask these traffic sources and get them to send the traffic to my client magnet. What is my client magnet? These weekly business classes, right? Weekly business classes that I do, right? How did you hear about this weekly business class? Probably you heard it from a business network that you were a member of. You either heard it on Vancouver Business Network or Edmonton Business Network or Vancouver Young Professionals or other business networks that are promoting this, So there are these promotional partners that all of them, instead of saying, go buy from Iman, which is not gonna result in anything, they send people to my client magnet. Right? When people learn about me, when people hear about me, when they read the reviews about me, when they see the videos, they're like, okay, you know what? I know that Iman can help me. And that's the time that they go and apply for a mentorship session, and they come and get a one-on-one mentorship session with me, right? And I get on the phone, talk to them about their business, and if I can help them, I work with them. That is the process. Now I can run the very same ad on Facebook. I can run the ad on Facebook, right? Attend this weekly business class. Then these people come from Facebook to this client magnet, which is this webinar, right? And then from this webinar, they're going to apply for the mentorship program. From the mentorship program, and we serve them with excellence. They get amazing results, right? They succeed hugely. And those of you who know my students, you know that my students make really have a very good business. Like many of the people that you know out there that they are doing great business, they have actually been working with me and they have been in my systems, and doing things. So, this is the system. This is what we do here, right? And that's what you want for your own business as well. Okay. So that's that. Now, I told you that I'm going to ask you one more question for another $997 bonus. Okay. Now, that question about the $997 bonus is this. What is the tool that you use to build to mesmerize people? So we have the 4-step, we have the traffic, which we use promotional partners, we use advertisement, and we use search engines, and we use other things, right, to bring people in. Then we have mesmerize, okay? What do we use to mesmerize people? What was its name, okay? And it starts with a C, okay? So the initials of it is CM. But what is the thing that we use? Okay, it has 3 characteristics, right? If you remember, it's no obligation, no pressure point of your business that positions you as a leader and gets you highly qualified clients. Now go ahead and tell me, what is the name of it? The initials of it is CM, okay? What is the name of the no pressure, no obligation point of your business? The first person who writes down what it is, I'm gonna give you the recording of my 2-day marketing mastery summit 2-day event, which actually is going to give you an action plan on how to take your business to the next level. It's $1,000 value. So if you know that, go ahead on the chat box and write it for me and tell me, write for me what it is, okay? And meanwhile, I'm actually preparing a button for you that you can apply for the mentorship program. Client magnet, awesome, perfect. So JC, you are the winner. You are the winner of this. And so sorry guys, if you missed the point, it's called client magnet, and absolutely you are right. So on the right side of my screen, you can see that I just shared a free consultation session form, okay? And as you know, I'm a business coach. I work with business owners. I take their hand, I walk them through every step of their business. And I help them to build an amazingly successful business, okay? The type of the people that work with me are the people who want to make a positive difference in this world, okay? You want to help other people to have a better life. You want to help other people to have a better business, okay? You have an amazing knowledge, right? And now that you have that, you want to take it to the next level, okay? Now, if that's you, I really want to take you to the next level. If that's you, I want to help you to build your business and walk you every step of the way, okay? So go ahead, and on the right side of the screen, you can go on the free consultation session form, fill in the application. You're gonna get on the phone. There's not gonna be any pressure that you have to sign up, okay? And then it's just we're going to talk about your business, see where you are taking your business, and if I can help you with building your business, I will be more than happy to talk to you about your business and help you to expand it, okay? If we can't, then we say goodbye. You know, I'm a very quite like kind of a regular, you know, kind of very folksy conversation with you. Now, if you can't see the Poppin, the link, go under Poppins, and under Poppins you can see the link. And I'm actually wondering if that JC is John Chow that is on our call today. If that's John Chow, that's going to be actually amazing. John is an amazing guy, and you know, so that's interesting. A person wins a $1,000 bonus and says give it to another person. Now let me see. Everybody is saying that David said it, but I actually can't see David's comment here. I see JC's comment, and next I see Mohsen's comment. Okay. For some reason I can't see David's comment. Okay. But Paige is saying, and Nicole is saying that it was David. So David, you know what? I don't see your comment, but it seems everybody is saying that you were the first person, right? So if you were the first person, actually, you know what? Yeah, I see your comment. David, you are the winner, not JC. Okay, JC, you haven't won it before. Okay, guys, It's David. The winner is David. So David, please send me. Yeah, David, please go ahead and send me a message. Send a reply to the email that I sent you earlier today, and give me your email address, and I will add you to our. I will give you access to the recording of Marketing Mastery Summit, which is one of our greatest systems, greatest processes of building a step-by-step business. Okay, guys. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here on this call today. Sorry again for the technical issue, but we just kind of overcome it. And yes, that's awesome. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day and apply for the mentorship program. I would be more than happy to speak with you about an hour on the phone and talk to you about it. Yes, Mazdak and Bela, David won his gift. So David, I am super grateful for having all of you. Woohoo, David. Okay, thanks everybody, and have a fantastic rest of the day. Take care.